It's so wild to me. We live in a world where people look so put together on the surface and they look successful, intuitive, spiritual, high functioning. Yet one area of their life keeps them stuck and it keeps collapsing, and that is intimacy, desire, and the ability to receive pleasure. And if that's you, that ache is not failure. It's encoded history trapped in your nervous system. Today, I'm going to show you how hypnotherapy and energy healing and energetic medicine transmutes a stalled sex life into radical freedom. Let's go. When your sex life collapses, even when everything else is thriving in your life, every other area of your life, here's the truth that no one talks about. Your mind can want connection, but your body might still be running codes from 20 years ago that are based on survival mechanisms. These show up as anxiety during sex, dissociation, freezing, numbness around intimacy, performance mode, stage fright, losing desire with partners who should feel safe. And logic can't fix that because logic lives up here and the wound lives down here in your body, in your gut, in your sacral, which is down below the navel. Your subconscious and nervous system carry old relational breaches, shame, religious conditioning, cultural silencing, early attachment trauma. Those don't live in your mind. They live in your body's procedural memory. And that's why no amount of trying harder is going to work for this. Your system is not sabotaging you, it's protecting you from a threat that no longer exists. That's where the real healing begins, really. So, for people who succeed in intimacy, I'm sorry, people who succeed in everything but intimacy, the internal scripts can feel brutally unfair. Don't trust. You're not safe being seen. Pleasure is risky. You have to perform to be loved. And here's the clinically honest truth: you can't mindset your way out of this. You just can't. Because the problem is not in the prefrontal cortex, it lives in the brainstem, the limbic system, the autonomic nervous system, and the energy field. That's why talk therapy always is going to hit a wall. Affirmations don't stick. Somatic tips help, but they don't help transform you. You keep repeating the same patterns over and over again. Sex feels like a chore instead of a portal to a higher dimension like it should, right? So you need something that reaches that source code, not the symptoms. Hypnotherapy, when it is deep and clinical, it gets right down to it, goes to the direct access to the subconscious operating systems. And in trance, there's something very rare that happens. And that is the gatekeeper, the inner internal gatekeeper steps aside and the subconscious opens up. The system becomes fully available to repair itself. Here's what hypnotherapy does for intimate healing. Number one is it bypasses the defense mechanisms. You revisit old material without feeling the overwhelm of it. Number two is it installs somatic templates of safety, of autonomy, of permission, pleasure. The body receives all of these new codes and new operating systems. And number three is it reintegrates the inner adult. That's your functional self reconnects with those younger frozen parts of you that are scared or are stuck in survival mode. That's not hypnosis as a hack. That's deep neuroplasticity. That is the level where sexual shame dissolves and erotic aliveness can return into your life. Energy healing, clearing the static so the desire can flow. Energy work, pranic energy healing, Reiki, polarity healing, contemporary somatic energy healing. All of these techniques are going to help to clear the energetic stagnancy in your energy field that has been blocking that desire because your thoughts are energy too, right? And specifically, it discharges the trauma imprints, your system stops collapsing or panicking during intimacy. It has a whole new response. It restores the full energy flow, especially in your sacral and your heart chakra, and it recalibrates your pleasure threshold. It recalibrates your baseline. Your body learns how to tolerate positive sensation without shutting down. When hypnotherapy and energy healing work together in synergy, hypnotherapy rewires the script. Energy medicine removes the interference, the static of that energy. That's when the transformation becomes painless and effortless. That's when you start having that pleasure permanently. Erotic soul integration, the deepest spiritual evolution, is soul integration. And sexual healing is not about having better sex, it's about integrating your soul. And it's where the fragmented parts of you that got broken off in earlier times of trauma or things you had to survive earlier in life, those parts that got exiled by shame or fear or guilt or taboo things, all of those things finally come home and you know you're safe in your body to feel that and do that now, right? That's true healing. Turning that lead of the repression into the gold of erotic presence. That's alchemy. And when that integration happens, you are relating more authentically, you are expanding your creativity. New creative channels are available to you. Vitality rises, your health rises, your spiritual practice deepens, your relationships upgrade in all areas of your life. Your whole identity evolves, your professional life is better. So that changes your entire trajectory in life, sexually, spiritually, relationally, and professionally. The four kinds of people who come to me for this work, these are the moments that people reach out. Number one is my life is great except for my sex life. That's the type of person who freezes and dissociates and feels like they have to perform something. The second is I keep choosing lower level patterns. These are the people that are outgrowing their patterns, but their wiring still hasn't caught up quite yet. Number three is I'm tired of tools with no relief. Workshops and books don't touch the root of this. And that's the problem. They might have tried so many things, even specifically for this, but it didn't go deep enough into the subconscious and into the energy field. Number four is I want to desire and be desired without feeling shameful about it. They want intimacy to feel nourishing instead of threatening and frightening. And let me say this very, very clearly. None of this is your fault. None of this is a moral failure at all. All of this is solvable. A real client transformation I had is a client that came to me recently and just brilliant, deeply creative, loved. And she said, everything in my life is amazing except for my sex life. I panic even think about my husband seeing me naked. Sometimes I dissociate during sex. These are all things she said to me. So we did some very layered work and we did nervous system mapping and emotional, mental, emotional release, somatic resourcing, energy clearing, and deep hypnotherapy sessions. Inner child reconnection. We had her inner child reconnect with her adult self and bring that inner child into other parts of her life where she could really nourish that part of herself. And she was able to release so much pressure from her abdomen, her pelvis, and her heart space. That's where she was holding on to all of those thick sheets of energy. The younger part of her finally received love and safety and permission deep down. 3 days later, she sent me a message and she said, Derek, I enjoyed sex for the first time in literal years. I didn't panic, I just felt present. That's huge. Her marriage upgraded overnight because of that. Not from force, but because she upgraded her energy. And that's the kind of shift that this work changes, and it changes your whole life trajectory. It changes your whole sex life and relationship life. So, the roadmap of how to have a true transformational container and how that works. If you want real lasting freedom, the work has to be thorough and it has to be at the deepest levels, period. My typical container of healing includes number one, nervous system and subconscious mapping, understand the triggers and the energy patterns. Number two is foundational somatic capacity. We do for 1 to 4 sessions. Then we go into deep hypnotherapeutic rewiring for about 3 to 6 sessions. And then we do an energy clearance alignment for 2 to 4 sessions and an embodied integration relational practice. And the last piece of this container is maintenance sessions as your identity shifts. You go from depth to feeling more safe to having more desire to embodying these new ways of doing and being, and then you transform. Your life changes. You're not the same person anymore that went into that energetic container. So, 3 practices I'm going to share with you that you can start today. Number one, micro resourcing. Put one hand on your lower belly and inhale to the count of 6. Exhale to the count of 8. You want to make your exhale longer than the inhale. That's perfect. Tell your body now you are so safe to feel. Slow it down, low and slow. The slower you slow things down in your nervous system, the more space you have before you just get pulled into that old way and you have that minute to choose the new way, right? Number two is sensate pause before intimacy. So before you go and have sex, put your feet on the ground and feel your feet, slow everything down, do the breathing, and that will help you. Number three is permission script. You sometimes can literally give yourself the permission and you can write it out or just say it mentally. I give myself full permission to want to say no, to receive these. None of these are substitutes for therapy, right? These are enhancements to therapy. They work in tandem with therapy, but they're scaffolding for your healing, right? Ethical persuasion, the truth about real transformation. You don't heal this by trying harder. You don't heal this through having tips or hacks. You heal this through depth, iteration, and courage. You have to just keep committing to that and then keep coming back over and over and over to revisit it and rework that energy. If you're using willpower, you're fighting your biology. Okay. But if you create a wise, deep, and attuned container within yourself, your biology heals for you. If your life feels aligned everywhere except your intimate life, if you keep attracting relationships that are beneath your level, if your desire feels trapped in your body, I work with a lot of people who transition from that place into such a more free place. So, this is your invitation, and I offer intuitive readings, clinical hypnotherapy, quantum hypnotherapy, energetic medicines. So, all of these are woven together with precision, depth, and soul to help you with this. If this resonates, go ahead and reach out. I'll put a link down there. We can design a personalized container just for you. 3 sessions, 6 sessions, or maybe even 12 sessions. Or we'll do a full 3 month deep dive and work together and we'll look into all of this and really help you heal because you deserve to have that in your life. And if that's you, I'm here. Take good care. And my name's Derek. And remember, the deepest freedom you can ever have, you can ever offer yourself is right within yourself to have the right to your own wholeness. So, like the video if you want, subscribe to the channel if you want, share the video with a friend, and write in the comments what are you struggling with right now, and what have you already tried, where would you like to be? And I'll see you in the next one. Talk soon. Bye bye.